What's good, everyone? It's your boy Animeanalyst, aka the Young Jiggy Ninja, back again with another video. Have not said that in a long ass time. Good to be back, you know what I'm saying, on the scene. Young Jiggy in the city, you know the fuck going on. So let's talk about this. After Boruto Chapter 71, we are yet again reminded how valuable Kawaki's karma is to Amado. But what is Kawaki's karma's secret importance to Amado? Specifically, what is Amado's real objective? I got a theory. Let's get into it. So my theory ties into the personal life of Amado and his need for Isshiki Otsutsuki's abilities, specifically his dojutsu. So let's start with the new information that I garnered from reading this new chapter. So in this chapter, it was revealed that Amado's last name is actually Sanzu. So Bug is the one who revealed this, Code's little henchman. So the word Sanzu, after doing some research, because you know I'm looking at every little detail in this motherfucker. So the word Sanzu is related to the mythological Sanzu River in Japanese Buddhist tradition, which relates to the River of Three Crossings. That's like the direct translation. Sanzu River means River of Three Crossings, which is the boundary between the realms of the living and the dead, which a soul must cross through in order to reach the other side. So the interesting thing about this river is that there are 3 different paths which a soul can cross depending on the weight of one's offenses and the life they live. So the first path, you got a bridge, which is fairly easy to cross the river. The second path, you have a ford, which is like, you know, the shallow end of the water that you can still walk in it. And then the third route is a deep snake infested waters that you have to go across. So depending on, you know, your offenses in your life, you got to cross one of those 3 bridges in order for you know, in this instance, the soul to cross over into the other realm. So obviously, if Amado's last name is Sanzu, this shit got to be tied in, you know what I'm saying? So let's think back. Amado said that he had a daughter who died 12 years ago. He told Naruto that when, you know, he was stressing about Boruto and his well-being. So I believe that it just makes sense for me from all, I've looked at all these fucking pages, man. I believe in some way Amado is connected to Delta. Delta must be in some capacity a fragment of his daughter, whether it's a personality chip or whether it's her appearance, like something, one part of Delta, some part of Delta is Amado's daughter based upon her, something like that. So you can even kind of further solidify that Amado has a connection to Delta, and his wish is connected to Delta by the way that he focuses in on Delta whenever they're talking about Amado's like wishes. Like there was one panel where Jigen said that, you know, everyone's wishes will be fulfilled, including yours, Amado, and Amado sits there and looks over at Delta when he says that and says, you know, like I hope so, like type shit. So and Delta asks him like, what are you looking at? So like I'm assuming that Delta is programmed, you know, she's cyborg, so she's programmed to not really know that she's Amado's daughter, but something must have happened where she was near death and he customized her to a point to where she's not really herself anymore, but he knows that it's a fragment of his daughter. So additionally, I want to add some supporting evidence that Amado goes out of his way to have the new Delta cyborg program to be an ally for Konoha, which seems odd. Like out of all the cyborgs he could pick, he basically brought Delta with him to Konoha and reprogrammed her. So it's like, why does he have this attachment to Delta? Like, why couldn't he just pick someone else unless he just had, you know, he has spare Delta bodies, etc. Another additional piece of information is that Delta's name is the Greek letter Delta, which in appearance looks like a pyramid with 3 points. This connects to the Sanzu River of 3 crossings. Like there's all these, you know, everything's like kind of aligning per se. There's a lot of connection to the number 3 when you look at Amado, Delta, etc. So the Sanzu River of 3 crossings, Delta, which is, you know, the pyramid, and then you got Amado having 3 Delta cyborg bodies in total that he had at the Kara hideout. So here's a theory. What if Amado's plan involves utilizing Kawaki's karma to access Isshiki's dojutsu abilities and somehow retrieve his daughter from the River of Three Crossings or the Realm of the Dead. Maybe her soul is stuck somewhere. Maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in some way it's connected to a soul going, you know, to a different realm. Like something about Amado's dead daughter is like left behind, or he needs help bringing back the daughter in some capacity to the land of the living, etc., etc. So we know that Isshiki's dojutsu has the following abilities, and this connects too in a way, because Isshiki's dojutsu can view the life force of living things in the form of like little flame patterns, so he can see like the life force of living things. That's kind of connected to, you know, life and death, that whole kind of theme. There's a move called Sukana Hikona that allows him to instantaneously shrink himself or any non-living matter within his gaze and then return it to its original size. And then the kicker is the Daiko Ko. I don't even know if I'm saying these right, but Daiko Kuten, which is the second ability, which you can store objects within a dimension where time doesn't flow, allowing them to maintain their condition. So what if Isshiki Jigen found a way to utilize that ability to store, you know, objects within a dimension where time doesn't flow, allowing someone to kind of suspend in, you know, the state of between life and death? What if he did that for Amado and basically said that, you know, if you're able to get me this new vessel, Kawaki, and work on, you know, the body to make it, you know, the epitome of a vessel, I can utilize my full power and actually bring back your daughter or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but this Daikokoten can only be used to store objects which he has shrank, you know, and he can only shrink non-living matter from what we've seen. So there must be a way that Isshiki kind of, he could have tucked away the soul. Like, I don't know, like there's some way that they kind of hacked the restriction of not being able to shrink and store living things. There's some way that they hacked this or made it to where, you know, whatever piece of Amado's daughter that got hidden away is able to still be tucked away and basically kept alive for when they have to pull it back out. So I feel like Jigen didn't really have the vessel appropriate to withdraw his full power and utilize that full power in order to get Amado what he wanted. So that's why, you know, Amado is like, dude, I need to finish building Kawaki, because, you know, at the end of the day, he knew that if Jigen got a hold of, you know, Kawaki as a vessel, the whole world would be over. But he also knows that if he kind of did his own mission and saved Kawaki and utilized Kawaki's, you know, karma for himself, that he would be in a good position to get his daughter back. So I feel that, you know, Isshiki has absorbed a whole bunch of different, you know, god tree fruits which contain the record of all living things on the planet, etc. So he has vast knowledge. This is probably how Amado is as smart as he is, because he's also able to access all the information across all the planets that Isshiki has been to, because Isshiki wants to build the perfect vessel, you know, encompassing all the different planets that he's been to and like what he knows is the best technology, etc. Because Isshiki has lived on Earth for like 1,000 years, I think so now, but that's just one planet. He's been to others before, like when he first came with Kaguya, they came from somewhere else. So I feel like Isshiki just needed the perfect body in order to actually utilize these abilities on a much grander scale and without limitations. So when Sumire asked Amado what he needed Kawaki's karma for, and he said, you know, it's personal, this means that it's likely something sensitive. He literally bringing up random little facts that always tie into him having a daughter and him having some level of empathy for Naruto in regards to Boruto's well-being. So I feel like it has to do with something between like the realm of life and death. Amado is trying to cheat that process utilizing Isshiki's power, and he needs Isshiki's power. He knows that Kawaki, when he lost the karma, he knew that Isshiki's power was still dormant within them because it doesn't go away. He just lost the door to be able to use that power. The door is karma. So they had pages where they went over this. So basically, you know, it's like a house. Isshiki is the homeowner, Kawaki is the house. So within the house sleeps Isshiki's power, and the karma is the front door. So without karma, you can't open the door and use Isshiki's power. But now that the homeowner is gone, he can use it as a source of pure weaponry, just you know, pure power. But at the same time, in order for Amado to take advantage of this ability and use it at full strength, because Kawaki is a full Otsutsuki now with the proper vessel technology, he has to give Kawaki the karma again. Like, it just had to happen. So now we see Kawaki using Isshiki's abilities, probably even better than him when he was fighting Code. So it's just, you know, this is what I think is gonna happen. That's what I think my theory is. You know, it makes sense. I think a lot of other people kind of made a connection to where, you know, Amado and Delta were related, but I feel like as the story progresses and these chapters come out, it kind of makes you think about some of the themes that may be behind, you know, what happened to Delta and how Amado is trying to kind of restore his family. So that's my theory. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. You know, what are your thoughts on this? I think, you know, it took me a while to kind of hash out all the different, you know, pieces that fit together, but I think it's pretty solid. So leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.